those things. Adrian Bowie Flago, come on, let's hear it for her one more time. Okay, this next comedian tonight, according to Jim Roth, this is the most talented comedian he's ever met in his entire life, ever. And I stress ever. And if I was texting you, ever would all be in capitals. Give it up for Tracy Turner!
The elections are over. Thank God, I'm exhausted. Been handing out cigarettes all day. Seriously, my name is Tracy Turner, and I say it again because inevitably every week 2 or 3 people, usually receptionists or secretaries, will say, "Oh, just like Ted Turner?" As if they just solved a word jumble. Congratulations, why don't we have a lightning round? My middle name is William. You were able to recognize similarities between 2 names that are the same name, Turner and Turner. But I like my name, I want to have some fun with it. When my wife and I have a son and a daughter, I want to name them Ike and Tina. When we're out in public, I'm going to tell them to stop fighting. Ike, don't hit Tina in public. That idea doesn't really agree with my wife very much. In Utah, you can have 5 wives, but you can't drink any alcohol. Most of the men I know couldn't even get a wife without alcohol. And if they got 5 of them, they couldn't live without alcohol. How does that work? Who's making the laws out there? Seriously. I used to drink a bit. I used to drink too much. Affected my life. Things got sloppy. Had a little downward spiral, and I ended up living in a trailer park. You laugh now. It's worse than that. It was a pop-up trailer park. But you can eat beans and franks every night and nobody notices. But I did get my shit together. I got sick of the trailer park. Started showing up to work on time, doing a better job. Made better money, got a better job. Finally, at some point, I realized, you know what, I can upgrade. I was looking for a neighborhood, a town, whatever. Greener grass, bluer skies. So I moved up to West Dallas. I did. Which, if you didn't know, is a great place to live if you're trying to quit drinking. Because every other address, as you drive down the street, has a liquor license. You're trying to find your friend's house. Is that his house? No, that's a bar. Well, is his house in a bar? Is his bar in a house? I don't know. But we used to go to Pick and Save to get the groceries. The line out the liquor store looked like an open audition for American Idol. And that was Sunday morning. But I have to admit, I did feel a little bit like a wimp just carrying bread and milk on Packer Sunday. Everybody else had vodka and Marlboro Reds, which is basically the West Dallas equivalent to bread and milk. The folks in West Dallas are honest, hard-working Americans, work hard, play hard, and they look hard, too. Seriously, I had a lot of neighbors. They looked like Johnny Cash. They really did. And those were the women. Lady next door would be outside every morning when I'd leave for work. Had her dog, letting her dog do its thing, smoking her morning cigarette. I'd say, "Good morning, Mrs. Johnson." She'd say, "Good morning, Tracy." And my neighbor on the other side, he was a mason. He was a hard guy, too, did a lot of fishing. If he wasn't working, he was out on the lake, the big pond, they call it. I'd go with him a lot. We'd troll, catch fish, come back home, maybe throw a salmon or a trout on the grill. Not the 2-headed ones, though. Smoke those. Bring them over to the family for Thanksgiving or Christmas. It's a delicacy on Jones Island, seriously. It really is. People would say, "Aren't you worried about, toxins, heavy metals, mercury?" I'd say, "No, why? Why would I worry about that?" They'd say, "Well, your kids could end up with 11 toes." 11 toes, that's nothing. I just grew a 3rd testicle. Folks in West Dallas are old-fashioned. That works for me. I believe when a man takes a woman out, he should pay for the sex. My wife and I fight a little bit. I'm sure it's a surprise. But, everybody fights. It doesn't matter if your relationship is early or late, however long you've been together. But I do have a little bit of advice for guys at any stage in your relationship, because you're always going to hear those words from your partner at some point in time. They want to take a break. They need some time. They need to think. Just need to be by themselves for a little bit. It's not a breakup. It's just a break. So you got to be sensitive. You got to listen to them, and you got to respect it. So the way I always replied was, I understand. I respect it. And I think it's a good idea. So why don't we look at the calendar, and we'll do it when your period comes. That was the first fight.